Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Well, we're going to do a little celebrating. 45, 55, 65, and 75. You probably at the Beyonce concert. So you'll be watching me when you get home. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I love it when people are in Atlanta having a good time. I remember going to concerts and putting on my good clothes and smelling good, my high heels and whatever I had on. And so I hope you are wherever you want to be tonight. And when you get back, you will rejoice with me because I talked about the first quarter and the second quarter and how by the first quarter and the second quarter you should lay your plans. Well, let me just start with this one. Praise the Lord. You get married a second time, then get my book on Amazon.com. It is called Guide to the Second Time Bride. But I updated it some, and it says it's a workbook to help you heal before another I do. Let me say it again. It's a workbook to help you heal before another I do. Ask me. It's right here. I'm so glad to get this done. I wrote this book in 1976. Ooh, baby. Way before a lot of y'all was born. Maybe before your mamas were born. I don't know. But anyway, I redid it. Gave it a nice cover. My friend Blinky Walden, Lawrence Blinky Walden out of Chicago, who's in Jacksonville, Florida, artist extraordinaire. He's on my website, one of my websites, the museum website. Anyway, he did this cover for me. He does book covers, and I just love him dearly for all the fun we used to have over years and years ago. But he did this, he did this, he did this. All right, so that's one book. That's book one. Book two, I was so happy to get out. You remember, I thought I had a monograph in here. You remember I did the monograph, Who Lived Here, Where Did They Go? And I was just so excited about 27 neighborhoods I had identified. I had these conversations with community people and talked to them about, let's talk about the neighborhoods. We have some people in Atlanta that are just high on Atlanta's history. And I'm high on Atlanta history, but not as an Atlantan, as someone who came here. But I admire them so much. That's Dr. Herman Skip Mason, Reverend Dr. Herman Skip Mason. He has a space on Facebook called Vanishing Atlanta. I just admire the fact that he was able to gather pictures and document what used to be, because we've been erased across Atlanta. I admire that. I admire it so much that I thank him in this book. I do thank him in this book. And then I also thank Archbishop John Lewis. He's another one. The two of them together, they know the north and south and the east and west of Atlanta, Georgia. They know everybody, what used to be, who went where, when, and why. They know that. And I'm proud to know them both. And I'm also proud of the fact I was able to take the monograph, the thoughts that God gave me, that extra something to say, take those pictures, Georgianne. Do something about the neighborhoods. I talk all the time about it, but I didn't say anything about it. One thing about Skip, let me go back to Reverend Dr. Skip Mason. He has about 8 books out. He does document what was black in Atlanta. His book that I love, I think I have 2 copies, Going Against the Wind. Oh, I love that book. His books are pictorial, and they have just information you would never be able to find anywhere. And I'm so proud of him for doing that. What I have here, my Who Lived Here, Where Did It Go? It's a different book. This is a toolkit kind of book. This book talks about who lived here, where they go, but also give you some healing techniques for the neighborhoods, what we might do to make it better. I talk a little bit about GIS, but I have a different book about it. I give you some vocabulary words, some scholarly citations, and you can use this book in your research as you research. And what I have on here, once again, Lawrence Blinky Walden, he did this poster for me. I said, I need doors of every section that I'm talking about, 27 doors, and I need them in a poster. He did this poster for me, and we hope to take these doors and put the posters and these doors all over town at some point. But I want you to know this was the second book we got out this summer. I got this out in January, maybe. I would already start working on it. I just spruced it up a little bit. But this one we just got out. I'm so happy. Then I hope you can go to Amazon.com and find out more about those two books. And then the third one we got out just landed. It's a GIS mapping book. Oh my God, I love this book so much. If you want to know anything about GIS mapping, anything, let me tell you something. I had to pat myself on the back. Okay, geographic information, let me put here. All you want to know. I know you don't mind taking classes, but you don't have to take a class with my book. If you go on Amazon.com, you're going to be able to learn all you need to know about mapping the memories, mapping the structures, mapping the displacement. You know, it's these tools that I list. I also give you little assessments so you can practice it and then have an assessment. And so I love this workbook. And I also thank in this book, I thank the city, the mayor, city council, Rob Pitts, and the commissioners because of who they are and how much this right here impacts what they do and how much what they do impacts us with the GIS, Geographic Information System. So that's book 3. But today, the pièce de résistance. This is only the draft. Those 3, let me put this. These 3 are available on Amazon.com. These 3 are available on Amazon.com, all written by me, and I'm very proud of the work. I have $11 for them. I personally want to give them away free, but I've got to get them on Amazon, and I really want you to use this for school. These are books that I want you to use in the universities and use for research. And this one you need to research before you get that second marriage. Ask me. But the book that I really want is the last one. So I'm not going to talk about this before I do this. Of course, you know my daughter wrote a book. All right, Avalon, these 5 prayers. So we've been doing some book writing over here. But she wrote this about a couple of years ago, and we've been speaking about it ever since. We have this green stuff going on. Once we write it, once we put it out there, it just stays with us. So that would. But here's my latest book. This one. Now, many of you have seen this cover before. You've seen this look before. I did my first one-woman show, and this was what's his name? Will. Oh, now I got to go back and get his name. He designed this cover for me, but the cover came from, I was featured in Atlanta magazine with just this part, and I was in my yard, so I'm looking up at the sky. It was one of those times that chemo was really bad. I was really sick, and so when I was looking up, I was looking up for real. I was looking up for real. So, you know, I want to thank Betsy Riley for giving me the whole cover. I mean, she gave me a cover and she gave me a spread on the inside, as we talked about Atlanta. But and you know, now I got to go back and get I do put the photographer's name on the book. So I don't know why I don't have all that right here in front of me. But nevertheless, you will enjoy it. So what is the book about? It's called, I got to get my own name, Testimonies and Stuff, a one-woman show. Testimonies and Stuff, a one-woman show. You are going to enjoy this. And you know, the one that everybody liked, his kisses are still in my mouth in here. A lot of what I did from the one-woman show is in here. But so I wanted to read for you tonight some reflections. And I wanted to just, let me see. There's one on that would fit, it fits a slice of life. I'm so excited about this. I have to, it's probably going to go up. You probably can get this book maybe by next week. I did one for Mr. I have one called The Glory Train. And I wrote that with who in mind? Mr. Stovall. Mr. Stovall is always talking about the Glory Train. So I should have put a note in here that said, oh, you know what? I have to correct that. So I think I'll put Lovett Stovall's name is as the inspiration for this, because he's always talking about the Glory Train. I'm gonna say inspired by Lovett Stovall. Anyway, So let me go on with His Kisses Are Still in My Mouth. I love that. It's sexy. All right, so let me read from this. And this one is called Reflection, An Older Woman in Love. 45, 55, 65, 75. Can you see? Can you see it? Okay. An older woman in love. Y'all ready? Okay. All right, you know I got to look. Hey, here we go with the old. I laugh at myself. I'm sorry. All right, let me get serious. There's a myth the world likes to tell. There's a myth the world likes to tell. That love has an expiration date. That romance, sensuality, passion are reserved for the young. For the wrinkle-free, for the glossy, filtered images we see in magazines. But here's the truth. A woman who has lived, who has carried heartbreak and joy, who has tasted kisses that haunt her lips decades later, she holds a different kind of sensual power. I like my own stuff. She knows love is not about chasing newness. No, it's not. But about savoring the echoes of what once made her tremble. She understands that memory is its own kind of lover. Don't you like that? Memory is its own kind of lover. That desire does not die with age. It deepens. It ripens. It glows softly beneath the skin, like an ember who thought was long gone, but is in fact still warm. You ever go have a fire and you see a little ember, E-M-B-E-R I'm saying, and you thought was long gone, but in fact it's still warm. You look through, you see something that's a little light, there's a little burning going on. To be an older woman in love is to know that time cannot erase the touch, the taste, the stirrings of the heart. To be an older woman in love is to carry your own secret world of passions and to smile because you know that sexy has no age. Y'all gotta get this book right here. I haven't corrected it yet. It's not laid out right. It's not formatted correctly, but I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy this. I have a short story in here, like a one-page story called Light Plus, L-I-G-H-T plus. And then I talk about forgiveness. What else I got? I got Avalon stories in here. And I have something to Avalon. I have something on motherhood, because that's what I was. I have something else on dating, you know. And, you know, I got some stuff in here about what's going on in America today. And then the one I like also is the Red Show. You know that they gave us a name for the sand come across, the sand that comes up out of the Sahara and crosses the ocean, and that they could D-E-R-E-C-H-O. I got 2 poems on that. That was powerful to me. Anyway, I am so happy. I'm so grateful because I didn't know all this was going to happen. I didn't know Betsy Riley was going to do her thing. I didn't know this wonderful photographer was going to come to the house and do his thing. I didn't know that Constant Booth was going to give me this red dress. And the thing about it is, I didn't like this red dress. I didn't want to wear this. I was so sick that day, I just said, okay. But the colors turned out right, and I went, I have this shawl, because he wanted me to go outside in the yard. He said, let's go out in the yard. And I was so sick and so cold. I grabbed the shawl on the way out the door and just put it around me. And this has been a signature piece on everything I do and have done. And so you just know, God just has his way. He has his way. So I'm grateful for the 4 quarters, for the 2 quarters. You know, first quarter, it's the second quarter. You're supposed to get stuff done, people. You have to create. create, create, create. And I thank God for the creations. It hasn't been easy. I have been busy. I haven't been able to talk to a whole lot of people, but it's okay because I feel like, you know, I feel like I just feel like I need to get it done. That's what I feel like. I feel like I need to get all this done. And I have music out already on Amazon. I have the books out. I got some of my father's music copywritten. And I didn't get something I was trying to get done. I didn't get that done, but I'm still going to work on it. I have I used to do faux fur vests. Some of you all have the vests. Where I got another design, I need to get that done. I might end up getting that done. I can thank Beverly Maddox for keeping me going. I want to thank you, Beverly. I really do. Because all this is a collection of support from my friends that have encouraged me. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. And I have 2 students that I talk about all the time. I haven't talked to one of them. I don't know where she is. Sean, somewhere, I don't know where she is. She was a student, Sean Walker, but you hear me talk about L. Cornell Pearson. They were my students at Atlanta Metropolitan State College, and they encouraged me, and they have encouraged me enough to, I got the same picture on the back. Look, wait a minute, wait. Look at the back. Yeah. I tell you, and I'm 82, I'll be 83, God willing. So I need you all out there that's got so much talent, so smart, so educated. You have, oh my God, much more to give than this right here. But get it done. Get it done. Erasure is going on. And get it done in a book. Get it done online. You know, I didn't do the ebooks. I only did a couple ebooks. But the way things are going, we don't know which way things are going. And all we might have, we got to maybe look through trash to find out what books still remain. This about black people, for black people, written by black people, about black people. You know, this GIS book is for everybody. These 2 books are for schools. It doesn't matter what school. Doesn't matter where. I'm hoping that Georgia Tech and Morehouse pick up these 2 books. I don't know, we're going to see. Of course, poetry is poetry, and people get married, they get all colors, spouses. Now I wrote it in male and female, because I wrote it in 1976. But partner and partner, you need to read it also, okay? So, anyway, I'm proud of that. I'm very proud, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to God, because He had to give me the strength, He had to give me the time, the energy, the wherewithal. I didn't put in nothing in that book, nothing in any of those books that He didn't tell me, you know, because I would just be in the bed and something would come to me. Now, how does it come to you? It comes to you because you're here for a purpose. And I have those 4 books. I haven't heard about another book. He hasn't given me another book, and He hasn't given me any more music. He hasn't given me music. He's right now, my emphasis is going to be on the fabric for the vest. I need to get into that right now. I need to switch gears and let these sit somewhere. Let all this sit, and hopefully you will buy the books, especially the one woman show. I tell you, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to all of you who watch the show. When I'm out, I hear you all say, hello, 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 my darlings. It just tickles me. It really does, because I was just doing something that made me feel good. I was going through something at the time, you know, and still going through something. I just don't get it sometimes, but I do get this. Nobody has to do anything for you. Nobody has to subscribe. Nobody has to be your friend. Nobody has to show you any support. Nobody has to show you any love. And so for all of you, let me say thank you for sticking with me and staying with me. And I hope you continue to stick with me. and stay with me as long as you can. I love you. And you can't do anything about it.